ki te whānau. I want to acknowledge the resilience, the strength, and the profound healing that is happening in this room and in rooms all across the motu today. The courage of those who are here and those who could not be, those who have passed, and those who never came forward, and those still suffering at the hands of the state is immeasurable. No words can ever fully capture the depth of the systemic failures and the enduring injustices inflicted by the state. Today, when I met with survivors, I heard time and time again that an apology without action and accountability is empty and hollow. Today must be more than words alone, and this bill is just a start of the journey ahead to systemic change. Kaore mā te waha, engari mā te ringa. Today I wear a kākahu, made by my mother with love and intention, each strand woven together to create a cloak which protects and holds me. Whanakitia must be seen as a living document, a taonga woven like kākahu, guiding and shaping the future of our care system. Thousands of survivors have selflessly made sacrifices, reliving their trauma in the hope of achieving a better future for our mokopuna. Reading survivor stories, I was struck by the disturbing patterns that emerged. We have failed you, and our government continues to fail you. And on behalf of the Green Party, I am deeply sorry. The time to act on your stories is now. This bill is the government's initial steps, the first strands to be woven in, recommendations, and we're committed to working across the House to further this. Some of the first strands of this included in this bill are the Crimes Act, which changes and adds disability to the vulnerable adult definition, actioning recommendation 26. Finally, amendments to the Children's Act tighten restrictions on the children's workers responding to recommendation 58. It's about keeping our kids safe. Changes to the Public Records Act improve data collection and record keeping, addressing recommendations 81 to 84. What is recorded matters and belongs to you. The Oranga Tamariki Act changes aim to make secure care residents safer, addressing recommendations 70 to 75. However, we remain deeply concerned that the provisions increasing search powers, allowing force, and retaining seclusion don't go far enough in actioning these recommendations. We are committed to supporting this bill to Select Committee so we can critically evaluate the shortcomings. Mr. Speaker, the fact that this omnibus bill, amending multiple sections at once, highlights only a fraction of the deeper, interconnected nature of abuse at the hands of the state. While this bill is a step forward, it does not go far enough. Far from it. The recommendations before us must be understood as mutually reinforcing strands, woven together like kākahu, intended to right the wrongs of the past and protect against future abuse and neglect and care. But this kākahu must be whole. Each thread, each recommendation is vital. Leaving out any part weakens the structure. One loose strand can unravel all the protection our cloak creates. We know too well that the harm done in care does not end with one individual. It ripples out, impacting whānau and spanning across generations. In the words of Sir Robert Martin, my hope is that there is an end to segregation, institutionalisation and discrimination, and that all the children of tomorrow grow up in caring, well-supported families, and that schools, communities and societies shift to be inclusive of all people.
Don't clap. The government fucked you over.
Oh, it was an opposition speech.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, it's because of the subject matter, clapping would not really be appropriate. It's like, yeah, the government has got years and years and years of neglecting people. It's like, please don't clap.
The words that leapt out at me from that speech was, our government continues to fail you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We need a new type of governance. I don't even think, I mean, as soon as the oligarchs start taking over, and we're seeing it globally, it's going back to the time when the kings were, what was it, Antoinette, let them eat cake? We're almost at that point again. We've got the poor getting so desperate, some of them out there. There's so much anger globally.
I mean, that's what happened in Russia that led to the execution of the Russian royal family.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which was literally, that one was an absolute monarchy, not a constitutional monarchy. But yeah, but it's the same thing that's going to be happening when you have control structures or people paying their way in to a system rather than being representative of the people. I mean, there's a lot of ways, and we can probably have a whole show talking about how I would reform local government to start off with.
I think the contrast in the depth of empathy between the government and the opposition speakers is very clear. The lack of it in the government is it's just hollow words for them. That's what it feels like. There's nothing I feel from what they're saying.
Well, can I do a pitch?
Go ahead.
So I left it a bit late, but I was overseas, so it's my excuse. But before the last election, with some friends, we initiated a project called Reshape, www.reshape.co.nz, and it's an attempt to try and galvanise New Zealanders to the flaws that exist in our democracy, not with a view to have a revolution. It's with a view to engage in a conversation about how we might make it better, and to surface across the country ideas for that improvement, and see if we can't get enough political capital and attention arising. To fix things. Now then, the coalition won, sucked all the oxygen out of the room, and we had just started to gird up our loins, fresh courage, take on relaunching it, and then of course the treaty bill has sucked all the oxygen out of that. But anyway, so
Is this the right website?
keep your eyes out for Reshape Whānau.
Is this the right website on screen?
Okay, let me just find it. Reshape. Yep. So it is. www. Well, actually, it's a thing. re:shape.org.nz.
Not colon, dash?
Dash. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I am on the right website. No, that's fine. No, it was, This is a good thing about having switched on production crew.
Check it out, and once we get some clear air to relaunch it, we'll pump up the volume. Just really want to start a conversation with New Zealanders, not about solutions yet. Surface the problems, get some support for finding answers, and then we can ideate and make something happen.
I think we're going to have to talk about 2025 local bodies with it in the ballot then. Because we've got a way to get more viewership would be very ideal, because that's always the big part, is trying to get viewers. Okay, let's head off to Louise Upston to see how her speech goes.